Excuse me. Excuse me. Once again, aloha everybody. Welcome to the Walking in Aloha Let's Talk Story podcast. And this is day 68. Day 68 of 90 of our 90-day jumpstart. I am so excited for things that are going on in my life right now. Oh my goodness, there's so much, but I am so excited. Anyway, today is my dad's birthday. He has uh, gone to be with Jesus. He's been in heaven. He's upgraded now for what, 30, 30 somewhat years now. I forgot what it was, 34, I believe, 30 something. Anyway, he's got it good. Like I said, he's upgraded. And I can't wait until I am able to meet him again in heaven and see him again. But yeah, I miss my dad. I do. I truly miss my dad. I miss my mom, but they're both uh, kicking it with Christ in heaven. And I am awaiting my upgrade. So I it's hard for me. I miss them, but I don't feel sad for them because I know that they're the one with the upgrade, not me. Anyway, yeah, today is my dad's birthday. So, but all that, all that, and to say that, like I said, there's just so much going on. And I know I just have this overwhelming feeling that 2026 is going to be incredible. Incredible. We are doing this jumpstart 90 days into um, going into the new year. And the reason why I wanted to start this jumpstart is because God just put it on my heart that there was just going to be something big. It was going to be huge. And I didn't know how else to handle it. If it was just going to be dropped into my lap, I don't think that I would know how to do it. But because God is good and He set me up for success, He planted this in my heart to do this 90-day jumpstart. I started back in October. I started all of this back in October, and He has just, I've been faithful, I've been on, and I've been just planting all of this into, um, not just into my heart, but I pray that I've been planting all of this into yours also, that uh, we can walk. We can walk in this way up until the new year and just set ablaze the new year. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. And it is, I can just see it now. We're 9 days into December, right? And it's coming fast. The new year is coming fast, but I don't feel like I'm overwhelmed at the fact that there's just so much that's going to happen, but I feel good. I feel excited and I'm like, yes, bring it on. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Ah, but let me bring you today's jump start. So today's jump start is acute awareness. And the focus is awareness of your emotional landscape. Awareness of your emotional landscape. Proverbs 4 23 says, above all else, guard your heart. Everything you do flows from it. Guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. What does that mean, right? Can you imagine, or have you ever been with someone that you're like, oh, you can just tell where their heart is. You could just tell their emotional landscape, where their heart is, because everything that flows from them is just not good. You're like, ooh, I just know. So you kind of avoid that person, right? Or you look at them from a distance and you're like, just the way that they hold themselves, the way they look at people, you're like, why? Why? What happened in your lifetime, or what is happening right now, that your emotional landscape is so tainted that you carry it on your physical self? You're carrying it in your features, you're carrying it in the way that you speak to people, the way you react, the way that you look, right? What is it? And I came across a quote. I don't ask me to quote it like word for word, but it's in the concept of um like what shoot. Okay, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to mess it up. I'll come back to it later. Let's just continue on with this. Affirmation. I am aware of my emotions without being ruled by them. I am aware of my emotions without being ruled by them. I remember a time when I used to be ruled by my emotions. I was like up and down, wherever my emotions was, there, so I'll be. I was there. Ugh. And so it was so rocky, right? But now I'm like, I can tell. I can tell, like, if I'm going to be a certain way, or if I am short. I know I am, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't good. And I can take a step back and I can find why I was, right? Like, for example, we went to go see that movie, Christie, and all Bruce told me was it was a boxing movie, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, let's go see it. And I never knew it was about domestic violence. And so we watched the whole movie, and a lot of it was so closely true. Like, oh, so true. The way that he talked, the way that he acted, the way that she reacted was so closely true to the things that I experienced, that it was like, oh, something I didn't expect. And I kept telling Bruce, I was like, oh, that's true. Oh, that's how it is, that's how it is. And I would point it out. Well, how he's talking and how she is, that's how it is for real. And he kept saying, oh, it gets worse. And I was like, what? You knew about this? You didn't tell me? Anyway, I realized that he knew the story of her, but he didn't share that information with me. Um, he said that he knew I would like it because he knew the outcome or whatever, and she was okay. But, well, he should have told me, right? And he said that he didn't know how much they would have shown in the movie, but I got home and it was fine. I was fine. And then he said something, and I pretty much snapped back and I was like, I forgot the words I used, but it was really short, like, uh, I don't know, like, oh, it's not my problem, or I forgot what it was. It was just not good. Anyway, I knew that I was short with him, and then I had to take a step back, and I realized that it was a bit of a trigger from the movie, right? And so as I was talking through it with uh, with someone else, I realized, yeah, that was a bit of a trigger. And though I didn't really notice it, my next words did, right? Because your body, like I said before, your body will keep the score. You will hold on to things that you don't realize until you recognize it, until you're like, oh, wait, let's take a step back. And that's part of the healing. That's part of the process that you need to take to get, to the point where you're better and where you're more equipped. And now I can do that. Now I am able to do that because I've done the work. So even though I may stumble, I can catch myself, where before I couldn't. I would just continue and I would continue and I would continue, and it would just be days or whatever, or someone else is going to pick up the repercussions of it. Anyway, I am aware of my emotions without being ruled by them. So, the action step for today is pause 3 times today and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now and why? Write one sentence of truth and one sentence of gratitude. So just take a moment and pause. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now and why? Throughout the day, right? Throughout the day, it will help you to see your emotional landscape. It will help you to see where you are and how it can guide you. Emotional awareness leads to emotional mastery. In my book, 31 Steps to Mastery, I have 31 lists of different things. There's a list of gratitudes, 31 different ways to be grateful, 31 different morning routines, 31 evening routines, 31 books to read. It's a book of lists. And it's a way to look and see where you are. Like, it's a the title on it, it does say professional and personal success. So, essential toolkits for personal and professional success. So, 31 steps to mastering, right? So, like I said, emotional mastery, writing things down, checking in with yourself. There's 31 uh, inspirational quotes in here, 31 ways to network, contacts, 31 milestones, 31 personal values. And like I said, 31 ways to be grateful. Things like that. 31. But try to do that for today. Write it down. Just what you're feeling and why. And over time, you can form your own list, right? Of the way that you're feeling and why. And then you can go back and you can look at it so that you can master your own emotions. Emotional awareness leads to emotional mastery. So next time you'll know, like, oh, if I'm feeling like this is why. And then you can stop it before you get to that point of, like if you're feeling bad for an extended time, you can shorten it. But I'm not saying all the emotions are bad. You could be writing down something good, right? So, yeah, it could be a good day. It could be, and it doesn't always have to be negative things that you're writing down. Emotions are not always bad. Like this morning, I woke up and I knew I was getting on a call um, with some amazing people, and it doesn't happen all the time. And so I knew that this was just a godsend the way that it was happening. It was a blessing for it to happen the way that it did. And I woke up and I was excited and I was like, oh, I hope this, like, and I have to do the same thing. I have to look at myself and I have to do the same thing. Check and be aware of my own emotional landscape. So I can be, um, what is the word? Uh, so when I was on a podcast with Gada, Gada Ahmed, you can go look up the um, podcast and review that one. But she was talking about a saboteur, a sage and a saboteur, and inside of your own self, right? Are you going to be listening to the sage or you're going to be listening to the saboteur? And each and every one of us has that about ourselves. So this morning I wake up and I know that I'm going to get on this call, and I know that this really doesn't happen all the time. And I know that the guys that are getting on this call, they are amazing. They're giants in their industry. And I'm just me. That's the way that I looked at it, right? Like, I'm just me. Oh, no. And that's the saboteur trying to tell you that you're not good enough to get on this call. That who are you to think that you're going to get on this call and make any difference, right? You're just this person. And so I was like, oh, but I had to step away and be like, no, 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 I am going to get on this call. You have to, like, inside of yourself, you have to be like, no, and push aside that saboteur and say no. And anytime I hear the word sage, I kind of think of, like, I don't know, like mystic kind of stuff. So when I hear the word saboteur and sage, I don't know, it kind of goes against my Christian belief, because I think of a sage as a like a magician. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go research the word. But anyway, um the other side of being a saboteur is someone that can step up and be like, no, I can do this, right? And I was like, No, I I can do this. I can get on this call and I can make this work. Right? I can meet with these guys, and yes, they are, like I said before, they are giants in their industry, and I got to look at it like, if I'm going to um step up in anything, I'm going to have to be able to work with bigger people. Um, Les Brown, Les Brown, I was on a call and on a training, and Les Brown was on, and he said that he would play chess, and he never played chess with someone he knew that he could beat or that was the same level as him. He never played chess with anyone who was the same, because he always wanted to play chess with someone who was better than him, because it was like no challenge, and how are you going to learn, how is it going to work? So yeah, if I'm going to step up my game, there is no way that I can step up without having to step into a circle of people who are ahead of me. And so I did. This morning, I woke up and I got on a call with three of three of them, three of the industry's giants, and I'm like amazed, amazed. And so I love what they're doing. I love the information that they're giving me, and that's not all. They didn't just give me information and it's like, hi, bye, nice to meet you, okay, and they're out. No, they want to work with me. They want to do more with me. I'm going to have one of them on my podcast. The other one's going to jump on with me and teach me all he knows about um, social media marketing and all of that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, right? That is crazy, crazy, crazy good. So yeah, I am blessed and I am so thankful. But uh, do that, do that. Be aware of your emotional landscape and remember Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Above all else, guard your heart. So, until tomorrow, I wish you guys all a blessed, blessed day. And I thank you for jumping on with me. My name is Michelle Ebalaroza-Kawano. And until tomorrow, God's blessings always. And a hui ho.